Hi everyone, this is Cooking with Kurt. Today, my husband Donald and I are going to show you how to make a turtle pie. This is a chocolate pie with a salted caramel walnut filling, rich chocolate cream, chunky brownies, and topped with walnuts and whipped cream.
Now we love anything with salted caramel.
It's true.
But this combination with chocolate, it's amazing.
To start, we're going to make the chocolate pie shell. In the bowl of your food processor, add 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of Dutch processed cocoa powder, and half a teaspoon of salt. Pulse it a couple of times to mix the dry ingredients. Then add half a cup, which is 1 stick, of cold unsalted butter that's been cut into pieces. Pulse this till the pieces of butter are the size of small peas. Add 1/4 cup plus 1 tablespoon of ice-cold water, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and half a teaspoon of white vinegar. Pulse till the mixture just comes together. Transfer this mixture into a large mixing bowl. Knead the mixture into the bottom of the bowl with your hands until it forms a cohesive dough. Shape the dough into a disc and wrap it in plastic wrap. Refrigerate the dough for 1 hour or put it in the freezer for 15 minutes to chill the butter. While the chocolate dough is resting in the fridge, cut a piece of parchment paper that is 15 inches by 15 inches. Scrunch up the piece of parchment paper so there are a lot of creases on it, which makes it more moldable. Take a 9-inch round cake pan and place the piece of parchment paper so that it covers and is molded against the bottom and sides of the pan as much as possible, folding the overhanging parchment paper over the outside edge of the pan. Flour your clean counter, place your cold dough on the flour, and roll it into a 14-inch circle using a lightly floured rolling pin. Gently fold it into quarters, transfer it into the prepared 9-inch cake pan lined with parchment paper, trim the excess dough that's overhanging over the rim of the cake pan with scissors or a sharp knife so the edges of the dough are flush with the rim of the cake pan. Save the trimmings of the dough and form them into a total of 15 to 20 balls. Put the formed pie crust and the chocolate balls in the freezer for a minimum of 30 minutes. Place an oven rack in the lowest position and preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Then take a small sheet pan and line it with parchment paper. Place the chocolate balls on it. We're going to bake these on the lowest rack for 3 minutes. Take them out and let them cool to room temperature. Then place your frozen pie shell in the middle of a sheet pan or baking dish. Cut a round piece of parchment paper that has the edges cut into frays so that it folds into the pie shell easily. The parchment paper will prevent the foil from sticking to the crust. On top of the parchment paper, place a double layer of aluminum foil that is also circular in shape with the edges folded up, and press the edges of the foil against and over the edges of the pie crust, covering the chocolate pie completely. The double layer of foil will help support the walls of the pie crust and prevent it from sagging during the par baking process. Finally, place baking beans on top of the foil and spread them out. We're going to par bake the crust on the lowest rack at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes in the oven, take the chocolate pie crust out and carefully remove the foil with the baking beans, as well as the parchment paper. Dot the bottom and sides of the pie crust with a fork to deflate any puffing up in the crust. Return the pie crust to the oven and continue baking for another 10 to 12 minutes, or until the edges in the center of the pie crust are done. Let the chocolate pie crust and the chunky chocolate bits cool completely before using. Next, we're going to make the salted caramel filling. Take a small saucepan and heat it over medium-high heat. Add 1/3 cup of sugar and 1 tablespoon of water. Do not stir the sugar. Just gently swirl the pan to make sure sugar is heating evenly. Bring the sugar-water mixture to a boil until it turns into a copper-amber color. Be careful not to let it get too dark, otherwise it will have a slightly burnt, bitter flavor. Turn off the heat as soon as it turns light amber. It will continue to darken with residual heat. Then, while vigorously whisking, very slowly add in 1/3 cup of room temperature heavy cream and vigorously whisk it in. Be careful of the hot steam from the initial addition of heavy cream. Adding the heavy cream very slowly will prevent the caramel from seizing up. But if the sugar does seize up into a solid ball, don't worry. Just keep whisking and it will melt again. Add 2 tablespoons of butter and 1 teaspoon of salt, and turn on the heat to medium-low. Mix in the butter, let it come to a boil, and continue whisking for 3 minutes. Transfer to a medium-sized heat-proof bowl and let it cool to room temperature, about 30 to 40 minutes. In a separate medium-sized mixing bowl, add in 2/3 cup of very cold heavy cream and 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar. Beat this till you start to see soft peaks. When the salted caramel has cooled to room temperature, fold the whipped cream into the caramel mixture 1/3 at a time till it's smooth. Take the chocolate pie shell and add the salted caramel filling, covering the base of the pie shell completely. Smooth out the top surface of the caramel filling as much as possible. Then evenly distribute 1/2 cup of roughly chopped walnuts on top, pressing them in gently so they are immersed in the caramel cream. Place the pie in the fridge for the caramel filling to firm up, minimum of 30 minutes.
While we're waiting for the salted caramel filling to firm up, we're going to work on the rich chocolate cream layer. In a small mixing bowl, add in 4 egg yolks and beat it for 1 to 2 minutes till it's lemon yellow in color. Set this aside for now. Place a medium-sized heat-proof mixing bowl, like glass or stainless steel, over a water bath on medium-low heat. Add in 8 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate, which is about 1 1/3 cups of chocolate chips, and 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, cut into 6 1-tablespoon cubes. Melt and mix them together until smooth. Remove the bowl from the heat. While the chocolate is still hot, mix in the egg yolks. Then add in 1/4 teaspoon salt and an optional 1 tablespoon of light rum. Mix them in till smooth. Set this aside to cool till it is lukewarm. In a separate mixing bowl, add in 1 cup of very cold heavy cream and 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Beat this till you start to see soft peaks. When the chocolate has cooled to lukewarm, fold in the whipped cream into the chocolate mixture 1/3 at a time till it's smooth. When the caramel filling layer has firmed up, take the pie out of the fridge and add the 15 to 20 chunky chocolate bits randomly on top of the caramel filling. Then carefully add the chocolate cream on top of the caramel filling, covering up the chunky chocolate bits, bring the chocolate filling all the way up to the edges of the pie shell, and smooth out the top surface of the chocolate cream as much as possible. Immediately add 1/2 cup of roughly chopped walnuts on top of the chocolate cream, evenly distributing them over the top surface, pressing the walnuts into the chocolate cream a bit so that they stick. Put the pie back in the fridge for the chocolate cream layer to firm up a bit, about 30 minutes. Next, we're going to make the chocolate drizzle. Take a microwave-safe bowl, add in 1/4 cup of heavy cream, and microwave for 45 seconds till the heavy cream is steaming. Add in 2 ounces, which is about 1/3 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, into the hot, heavy cream. Let it stand for 1 minute, then gently stir until the chocolate chips are completely melted and there are no lumps. Let this chocolate ganache cool to lukewarm, about 5 to 10 minutes. Transfer the lukewarm chocolate ganache into a disposable piping bag or Ziploc bag. Cut a small 2 to 3 millimeter hole at the tip and drizzle the chocolate over the pie in a zigzag pattern over the walnuts. Put the pie back in the fridge to let the chocolate drizzle firm up.
The final component is the whipped cream topping. In the bowl of your stand mixer, Add in 4 ounces of cream cheese, which is half a bar of cream cheese. With a paddle attachment, beat it till it's slightly softened. Then add 1 3/4 cups of very cold heavy cream, and continue to beat till it's slightly thickened and the cream cheese has mixed in with the heavy cream. Remove the paddle attachment and scrape down the bowl and paddle attachment as needed. Add in half a cup of powdered sugar and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Then with a whisk attachment, continue whipping till the cream forms stiff peaks. It should look something like this. Attach a large open star tip to a piping bag. I like to use a number 1M tip. Transfer your whipped cream into the piping bag and pipe big spiral mounds right at the outer edge of your pie. Do this around the entire outer circumference of your pie. Store the pie in the fridge till you're ready to serve. This pie can also be stored in the freezer and served from frozen, but it will have a different texture. We prefer our turtle pies refrigerated. Lift the pie out of the pan using the parchment paper as handles and transfer it to a chopping board. And there it is, a chocolate pie with a salted caramel walnut filling, rich chocolate, and whipped cream. Ang sarap!
Yum!
So good. You know me. Just say salted caramel and I'm on board.
Me too. And I love all the different textures of chocolate, and with the crunch of the walnuts, this is really amazing.
Thank you so much for watching. Please let us know in the comment section below if you're planning to make this turtle pie. Send us pictures of your creations on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Links below. And if you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Cooking with Kurt.
And don't forget to click on the bell so you get notified when we post new cooking videos. And for our written recipes and more, be sure to check out cookingwithkurt.com.
Maraming salamat!